My name is Diana Milk Batista, class of 2024, and I'm honored to introduce tonight's fourth honoree, Jonathan Bram, class of 1987. As a founding partner of Global Infrastructure Partners, Jonathan Bram's focus on the electricity and renewables industry in North America has positioned the company for growth and success, while also making positive contributions through an approach to corporate, environmental, and social governance, including adherence to the United Nations Principles for Responsible Investment and a commitment to helping mitigate the impacts of climate change. Prior to GIP's formation in 2006, Mr. Bram spent 15 years at Credit Suisse, where he established himself as an innovative leader across a variety of roles, while supporting projects that used wind, solar, geothermal, and hydroelectric technologies. Mr. Bram is the chairman of the board of directors of Clearway Energy, Inc., and a board member of SunPower and Chilean Renovables. He also co-chairs the board of trustees of Big Brothers Big Sisters of New York City, which builds and supports mentoring relationships with the next generation of leaders. At Columbia, Mr. Bram is a member of the Columbia College Board of Visitors and has served in a number of other capacities as a class agent for the College Fund, member of the Hamilton Award Selection Committee, the Class of 1987 Reunion Committee, and the Parent Leadership Council. He and his wife, Susan, are the proud parents of two Columbia College alums, Nathan, class of 2014, and Henry, class of 2017. Jonathan Bram, in recognition of your outstanding success in the finance and energy sectors, as well as your devotion to renewable energy and your community, Columbia College is honored to present you with the 2024 John Jay Award for Distinguished Professional Achievement.
Before I say anything, I have to amend the introduction. We are also the proud parents of Jenny, Colby College, class of 2024. She ran away. I'd like to congratulate Jennifer, Dane, iJen, and Tony. It's a great honor to share this evening with you in support of this very important program. Diana, thank you so much for that very kind introduction. Looking at that citation, I wish my parents were here tonight. It would have made my late father very, very proud. He was a 1956 graduate of the college. He was the first in his family to go to college. Columbia changed his life, and it's on his shoulders that I stand. My mother, however, would have been indispensable, as I think she's the only person who would have believed any of this. I'm going to start by telling a story. Several years ago, I was invited to a small dinner for active alumni, and I think I'd just returned from Asia or the Middle East, and I was very jet-lagged. As I took my seat, dreaming of bed, our host informed us that to break the ice, we were going to go around the table and describe the greatest thing that we took away from Columbia. I remember thinking, good grief, at other schools, it's a baseball cap and a Yeti mug, but at Columbia, you get a quiz. May not have been good grief. And I was in the pole position, so I was going to go first. Sometimes the first thing that pops into your head is the perfect answer, and so I surprised the group by declaring that the absolute greatest thing I took away from Columbia was a gorgeous graduate student that I met in my third year. Nothing could have been truer and remains so today. My wife Susan's been my greatest booster, and as tonight is about professional achievement, it's worth noting that she's kept at least 1,000 bad ideas from leaving our bedroom, while simultaneously ensuring that our three best have become wonderful human beings and an endless source of pride. So Susan, life deprived you of a Columbia College education, so you can't actually receive this award, but it is equally yours. So in December, when Dean Surratt called to tell me that I'd been selected to receive the John Jay, it did make me reflect. And somehow my mind turned back to the dinner and the question, but with a very big different focus. What was the greatest thing I took away, and how had that contributed to my success that I couldn't have imagined when I arrived here in 1983? To be sure, Columbia has impacted me in thousands of ways, and alma mater's fingerprints have always been visible. For years, when dressing my boys to play ice hockey, I would encourage them to fight like Achilles in the armor his mother had made for him by the gods, because we all know how much hockey pads look like ancient Greek armor. Or today, weekend free time often finds me in galleries still bitten by the art humanities bug. But these vignettes don't answer the question of what gift did Columbia give me that enabled a boy from Massachusetts to have such a rewarding and varied career, and what does that have to do with scholarships? And then I read the citation they sent me to fact check it, except for my daughter, and my instant reaction was, this thing is over the top, and did I really do all of those things? Did I do any of those things? Like most freshmen who arrive on campus, I was ready to conquer the world, be free of my parents, and extremely proud to have been admitted. Thanks once again to Jim McMenamin, who in all likelihood did not see this coming. And then I met my incredible classmates. Even in my strongest areas, there were always men and women much stronger. I had to learn how to compete with students who were simply better, but also to work, debate, and contribute alongside them. Eventually, these became the only people you want to spend your time with. And I realized that that was the greatest gift that I took away from Columbia, to love learning and being around wonderful people from whom I could learn. Since the day of my graduation, I've tried to surround myself with this exact type of person. And happily, we've achieved things that none of us could have accomplished alone. And that's why I'm so pleased to see many of my colleagues from Global Infrastructure Partners here with me tonight, as we're about to begin an exciting next chapter together. It's also why Susan and I take so much pleasure when we read the biographies and the recipients of the Leonard Bram scholarships. I may have received the first, but it makes me hopeful to imagine what the next generation will be able to achieve with the same Columbia education that my father worked so hard to give me. We all understand that human potential is randomly distributed, while sadly in our society, opportunity is not. And there's no greater gift, no greater opportunity that I could conceive of than 4 years on Morningside Heights, learning at the greatest college, the greatest university, and the greatest city in the world. And so thank you so much to President Shafiq, Dean Surratt, the Alumni Association for this recognition, and Roar Lions Roar.